want the devil to make it level. The New York-based Satanic Temple hopes to erect a 7-foot-tall Satan statue outside the Oklahoma State Capitol after a Ten Commandments monument was placed there in 2012. As you can see, children will be able to enjoy the statue because we were all wondering about that. And a spokesman notes that it will, quote, have a functional purpose, which is necessary, as a chair where people of all ages may sit on the lap of Satan, which is actually, what do you call that? Is that an anagram for Santa? So the lap is kind of consistent. For inspiration and contemplation. The group says that once the, what's an anagram? Yeah, it's an anagram. That once the Oklahoma legislature allowed the privately funded Ten Commandments monument, that opened the door for my Lord and Savior, I mean the Antichrist, to enter the picture.
As someone who has sat on the lap of Satan before and told him my most, I don't even want to touch this one. This one is scary. Have you been to Oklahoma?
But I don't think it's going to go over well there.
No.
However, though, you know, this is the problem, Andy, because, you know, they raised 20 grand to build the statue, none of which came from you. You support this, of course, right?
I wanted to see how much further that was going to go. I sensed you were floundering there at the end.
I was thinking about something else. Alan, a story.
So they wanted to find a creative way to make sure they could put them on public ground. Now, of course, because of the separation of church and state, they can't just do that. They can't have the legislature vote for that. So they came up with an idea back in 2009 that they would have private people donate to build the Ten Commandments. It was led by State Representative Mike Ritz. Just a coincidence that he had to be a state representative. But he, to be fair to him, chipped in $10,000 of his own money, good for him, and then raised an additional $10,000 in private funds. So they erected, always a funny word, a 7-foot Ten Commandments monument, and they put it on State House grounds. So the rule is, well, if it's privately funded, you can put it on public land in Oklahoma. Okay, great. So, well, that's when, of course, other groups decided, hey, you know what, we might also want to take advantage of this. So the New York-based Satanic Temple stepped in and said, well, you know what we'd like? We'd like a statue of a giant Satan. We're going to privately fund it, so don't you break a sweat over it. So here's how the architects of the Capitol in Oklahoma City, Dwayne Mass, responded. That's Oklahoma's house. It's not the Satanic Club of New York's house. I love that it's coming out of New York so the good folks in Oklahoma can get particularly grieved about it. Lucia Graves, who's the spokesperson for the Satanic Temple, sounds like a fun job.
Black Mass has been approved and gets the green light from the Oklahoma City Council. It is set for this September 21st, 2014 on autumn equinox. I want to thank my wife Heidi. I want to thank also Michelle for some great research. Now, the Catholic Archbishop of Oklahoma City has agreed to drop his lawsuit against the satanic cult and their plan to perform a black mass in the city. And now the cult has returned the stolen consecrated host, or the Eucharist, as it's known in the Catholic Church. They had stolen the consecrated host and was going to use it in the Black Mass. The Catholic Church filed a lawsuit for them stealing it, and they in turn have returned it, and so the Catholic Church has dropped the lawsuit. But it will be this Oklahoma City Council has approved the Black Mass. Remember when Harvard tried to do a Black Mass and they finally bailed out and gave up themselves? These guys are not giving up. Now remember, Oklahoma City is also the city where the Ten Commandments is on a monument out on the Capitol's lawn. And now a satanic group out of New York is going to put up a monument to Lucifer. It is a huge monument to Lucifer. It's called Lucifer's Lap, with two little children admiring Lucifer, and you can get up there and sit in his lap. Now, this is scheduled to be installed at the Oklahoma State Capitol. Well, the Oklahoma-based satanic group has leased the space in the Civic Center Music Hall, which is owned and operated by the city. They're going to carry out the Black Mass at the Civic Center Music Hall, September 21st, 2014, on autumn equinox. The event is booked for the City Space Theater, which is the facility's smallest theater space. But WorldNet Daily, who's been keeping an eye on this, they were told the city will not block the Black Mass from being held despite an uproar by Christians and family groups who are mobilizing, trying to stop it, including myself right here on YouTube. I'm declaring it needs to be stopped for several reasons. If nothing else, because of the fact the ceremony will be open ceremony will involve nudity, public urination, and sexual acts performed during the ceremony. I feel that this is should not be allowed to be practiced upon government property in a public area. I'm just praying against it from a spiritual standpoint. I'm just praying against the demons of hell who are trying to take Oklahoma City, the capital, from Oklahoma, right in the heart of America. I believe this is a spiritual witchcraft of pure rebellion, and the Catholic Church, of course, tried to stop it. They did get.
Okay, first I'd like to say I think that the Harvard incident was a psyop. That's why Alex Jones and other was there. Whenever he shows up somewhere, I'm feeling nowadays it's like it's a psyop. But this one coming up, I think, is the real event that they wanted to get to. I think they wanted to get to the equinox, and this is a perfect chance for them to do it now because they've already set the tone there with what I showed you before, the pictures I just showed you. They put the statue there, and that set the grounds for now them to have this mass. So we really need to pray against this because especially for the people in Oklahoma, they're going to need our help because it's going to unleash wickedness like you've never seen, probably since 9/11. I mean, that was just wickedness that was just led across the earth when that happened. This is going to, I think, do something sort of like that too when this happens, because you are blatantly going against God when you do something like this out in the open. This stuff is usually done in the private. You know, they do this. They've never done this in public before, so this will be a public thing against God. Totally. I mean, how could you not look at it that way? Even if you say, "Oh, it's freedom of religion," it still isn't right. So I just want people to know what I think about this, and I hope that I know that my subscriber thinks this way, and I hope that people that watch this video will feel the same way too. Okay, as always, it's Con Blast, and to Oklahoma, we have your prayers for you before this happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen to you, but hopefully it doesn't happen there. I mean, I hope we stop it like we stopped it in Harvard. Okay, this is I'm signing off, and I will see you for another video.
This man, Eric Mineral, he was arrested for allegedly burning a Bible on the steps of the Prescott Gospel Rescue Mission. Workers at the mission near Miracle Mile and 15th Avenue said that they saw a man burning something out front late last night, and they called police. Officers say Mineral was wearing long black robes and told them he was, quote, the Dark Lord, and was cursing the Christians. He was booked for unlawful symbol burning, which is a misdemeanor in Arizona.